got a brand new legal breaking update regarding Donald Trump and Judge Bell and DOJ. What all does the legal breaking reporting detail and say? Let's just figure that out and break it down in today's video right here, right now, on this fine Friday morning. Let's break it down. This video is recorded on a Friday morning, but will not be up until after the weekend on Monday morning. Just to accommodate the schedule, I have videos going up throughout the 23rd, and then this video will more than likely be going up the 24th. Let's get into the legal breaking reporting. This legal breaking reporting is by NBC News. The article is titled, Judge Rips DOJ Woefully Insufficient Response to Questions About Alien Enemies Act Case. The government filed its response to U.S. District Judge James Boasberg under seal after days of heated back and forth. And the article reads, a federal judge on Thursday blasted the Justice Department's latest response to demands for information about deportation flights that were carried out under a wartime law known as the Alien Enemies Act, calling it woefully insufficient. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just take a look at the response right here. I'm going to be putting it up on the screen. On second thought, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I figured that would have been a link to the response from the DOJ, but it appears not. So, continuing with the article. U.S. District Judge James Bates wrote in a 3-page ruling that the government again evaded its obligation to provide information that he had been demanding for days about the timing of the Saturday flights. President Donald Trump had invoked the rarely used law to deport people under the administration people the administration claimed were members of a Venezuelan gang deemed a foreign terrorist organization. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, and get one thing straight right here, right now, that the Foreign Enemies Act that Donald Trump so proclaims illegally and unconstitutionally was enacted 3 times within wartime, and wartime only. Those wars will be listed in the video description below. Next thing, ladies and gentlemen, is as of right now, the U.S. isn't engaged in any wars with foreign countries. So, the Foreign Enemies Act is completely and blatantly unconstitutional. Hence, he needs to be impeached for that reason and removed and arrested. Continuing with the article. At an emergency hearing on Saturday, the judge had directed that any deportation flights being carried out under the AEA authority immediately return to the U.S. 2 flights landed in Honduras and El Salvador within hours after of the judge's order. The DOJ response was submitted under seal, but Boasberg said the department told him he could disclose contents. It comprised a 6-paragraph declaration from the acting field office director for the enforcement and removal operations at U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Harlingen, Texas field office that did not include any new information about the flights, the judge wrote. The Justice Department later released its findings. As to another of the judge's questions, whether the government would try to assert a state secrets privilege in order to get out of answering questions, the ICE official said, quote, "I don't understand that cabinet secretaries are currently actively considering whether to invoke the state secrets privilege over the other facts requested by the court's order." Quote, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that it is blatantly illegal and against the law for anyone particularly to be violating a judge's order. Hence, that is what Donald Trump and his administration, as well as his border czar, Tom Homan, are currently doing, and it's blatantly unconstitutional. Continuing with the article, ladies and gentlemen. The judge called the response woefully insufficient. To begin, the government cannot proffer a regional ICE official to attest to cabinet-level discussions of the state secrets privilege. He said he wanted a sworn declaration by a person with direct involvement in the cabinet-level discussions regarding invocation of the state secrets privilege, quote, by Friday morning, and to be notified of any decision on the issue by Tuesday. He also directed the Justice Department to submit a filing explaining how it did not violate the court's temporary restraining order by failing to return class members removed from the United States on the two earliest planes that departed on March 15, 2025, end quote. And ladies and gentlemen, before you do say, well, this judge has no lawful legal authority and rightful authority, actually, that is where you guys are wrong. You see, where Donald Trump is violating unconstitutional orders and enacting illegal laws and executive orders, they do have a right under the by law, to do what they're doing. So, before anyone corrects me, it's called civics, and anyone would know that if they've also taken government. Continuing with the article. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, anyone would also know that if you had studied the Constitution and studied constitutional laws in middle school, like I did. Continuing with the article. Trump, who called for Boasberg, to be impeached earlier in the week, trashed him in a post on social media, on his social media platform. After the ruling, accusing him, of doing everything in his power to usurp the power of the presidency and calling his rulings ridiculous. And before you guys say anything, ladies and gentlemen, what Donald Trump is doing and violating court orders is blatantly unconstitutional, illegal, and Chief Justice John Roberts even called him out on violating court orders and wanting Judge James Boasberg to be impeached. Why? Well, because the president has no legal binding authority to call for a judge's impeachment. All because they keep ruling against him. Big deal, Donnie. Suck it up. Be a man. And be a leader like you so proclaim to be. Quotation marks. You big loser. Continuing with the article. In a statement before the judge's ruling, a DOJ spokesperson said that the Department of Justice continues to believe that the court's superfluous, I believe is how you say it, questioning of the sensitive national security information is inappropriate judicial overreach. Ladies and gentlemen, that is where the Justice Department is wrong, because what Donald Trump is doing is not legal or constitutional by law. So, the judge has every God-given right to do what he's doing. This DOJ spokesperson needs to shut their mouths, shut up, kiss amok, and let the judicial system do its job. Continuing with the article. Boasberg had issued an order Wednesday demanding DOJ answer his questions and warned of a possibility of consequences if it did not. A Justice Department lawyer refused to answer any questions about the flight at a tense hearing Monday and maintained the government had complied with the judge's more limited written order shortly after the Saturday hearing. The judge summarized the DOJ's position as, "We don't care, we'll do what we want," and ordered it to respond to his questions by noon on Tuesday. The Justice Department responded to some of his questions in the Tuesday filing, but refused to answer detailed questions about the flights, calling his response inappropriate. Lawyers contended the types of details Boasberg sought would disclose sensitive information bearing on national security and foreign relations. If, however, the court nevertheless orders the government to provide additional details, the court should do so through an in-camera and ex parte declaration in order to protect sensitive information bearing on foreign nations, end quote, they wrote on Tuesday. The judge then said they could file such a response under seal and directly to him by Wednesday at noon. But the Justice Department still refused to comply and argued the judge should pause the case until an appeals court rules on the administration's motion for an emergency stay. Quote, "Distraction of the specific facts surrounding the movements of an airplane has derailed this case long enough and should end until the circuit court has had a chance to weigh in," the Justice Department said, while also pushing for a delay so that it could present the argument that disclosing the information would reveal state secrets. The judge then extended his deadline to Thursday at noon, directing the government to either answer his questions or invoke the state secrets doctrine and explain the basis for such invocation. Boasberg also took issue with the government's contention he was trying to beat a dead horse solely for the sake of preying from the government legally immaterial facts. He said he wants the information to determine if the government deliberately flouted its orders issued on March 15, 2025, and if so, what the consequences should be. The government's appeal is proceeding in the meantime, with oral arguments scheduled for Monday afternoon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for today's legal breaking analysis video update regarding the Justice Department and Judge Boasberg. As always, we will continue to follow along and stay up to date as best we can on the scenario, and as always, provide updates when needed or when more information becomes available. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. If you want to make sure that you never miss a brand new legal breaking update, please do consider hitting the bell icon that is right next to the subscribe button below on the right hand side below the screen here, as well as following me on my social medias. That way you can make sure that you never miss a brand new legal breaking update and are notified instantly when I post a brand new legal breaking update to the channel, and much more. Please help. Next thing, ladies and gentlemen, please help this channel reach the overall goal of 140 plus subscribers. The reason why I'm saying 140 plus subscribers is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 140 plus subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve right after we reach and achieve the goal of 140 subscribers. That is all for now, ladies and gentlemen. Until my next reporting, please stay safe, please stay positive, and have faith in the justice system. And granted, people kind of don't have faith in the justice system anymore, and know that justice will prevail on the correct side of the law, despite Donald Trump and his illegal administration's illegal, unconstitutional efforts, and despite them also defying court orders. For now, please stay positive and please stay safe, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next legal breaking reporting.